Hello, everyone. Welcome to Development Palates. Aaron Loomis here in the Ventura Cigar Company studio. With me today is Jiunn Liu, Seth Geis, and John McTavish. How you guys doing today?
Not too shabby.
Doing all right.
So today we are talking about the United Cigar El Tallo. It's a Toro 6x50. Comes out of the Tabacalera Magia Cubana factory in the Dominican Republic. Wrapper's from Ecuador. The binder is Sumatra, and the filler is stems from various tobaccos.
Says it all, man.
It is blended by Jose Dominguez. Price point is $2.95, and the cigar was released in April of 2019.
Hey, quick question. Are we sure it's not an El Tallo? For the record?
Tallo.
Mayo, maybe. Is it?
Right.
Is that the right pronunciation?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It depends on whether it's, for the North American audience or whether they're going with the, Spanish pronunciation. So I was
Whatever
just
it
curious.
is.
Okay. Anyways, doesn't matter.
What's the Spanish pronunciation?
Teo, wouldn't it?
Adeo?
Teo. El Teo.
All right. So, Jiunn, what were your overall thoughts on this cigar?
I don't know how you guys felt about this, but when I was doing the whole pre-light experience, it was like some weird shit going on. Like I smelled that wrapper. I think I even hit up Aaron. I was like, "Hey, is this infused?" And he was like, "No,
Okay.
I don't think so."
Yeah, so I did the same thing, and I set the cigar down, and I was smelling my hands, because I was like, have I got something on my hands here?
That's what I'm saying.
You smelled something funky, too?
I got Hubba Bubba bubble gum, and I was like, okay, if I put Hubba Bubba bubble gum down, someone's going to light me up. I'm like, I must have bubble gum on my hands or something. No, my hands they smelled like skin. There's bubble gum on the wrapper. Is weird, infused, something going on.
I wrote off the wrapper, I got aromas of pine sol.
Interesting.
Man, I was getting chocolate chip cookies and cream and something. It was friggin' insane.
Off the cold draw, I literally said it. I was like, I'm getting vanilla ice cream. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, it was super sweet.
Is it possible some of the stems are coming from infused cigars?
I don't know. It's gotta be, dude.
I don't believe so, but
really,
I don't know.
Because it's like pre-processed
no way,
tobacco.
Man. Because that would up the price to maybe $3.10.
That is true. That is true, because the factory smoked sweets is like 20 cents higher than the rest of the factory smokes.
Interesting.
All right, go ahead.
Anyways, so flavor-wise, it's interesting. I'm reading my flavors profile, so I said things like it's pretty, soft, easygoing flavors: nuts, bread, vanilla, cream. Wood bitterness, which just that ultimately killed it for me. There was a lot of bitterness towards starting from the second third of it, but within any of these things that I said, I mean, they overall sound like pretty pleasant flavors, but they just didn't work. It was actually surprisingly strong. Pretty towards the beginning, I thought it was pretty medium full, kind of a strength to it, medium bodied. But it was not a good cigar. I guess the best thing I could really say is I said there was a lot of mediocrity to this cigar. Concept is very unique, but ultimately I didn't think it tasted good. And that's what I ultimately care about. So,
all right, Seth. First off, what were your pre-light notes? And then tell us overall thoughts.
Yeah. Pre-light notes, man. Aromas of white pepper, cookies and cream. Marble brown wrapper, some tooth, first third and second third. I was just getting some sour fruit, oak, pepper, Asian spice. It was I got that throughout, beginning to end. Really lacking. I mean, it wasn't enjoyable at all. Jiunn said the cigar is unique. I said it rides the fine line between creativity and a terrible idea. I mean, it's just. If you thought it was going to be this really cool and truly creative and game-changing experience, the price tag wouldn't be $3 and it would have been done already. I think there's a reason it hasn't been done. All
right, John. So you already talked about Hubba Bubba. So is that pretty much the extent of the pre-light festivities, or?
I thought it was interesting you guys rated the pre-light as average. I think you were being a little generous, and I mean that sincerely, because if you look at the wrapper, the construction on this is definitely janky. It's got lumpiness throughout. It's got like tons of like serious veins protruding, and there's no band. And there's nothing wrong with having an unbanded cigar, but all of that together, to me, that is not an average cigar experience. There's no way if you saw a cigar that looked like that on the shelf, you would rate that as an average experience. But in terms of the aromas, yeah, I mean, I got like Hubba Bubba, Earth, and like it freaked me out because I was like, okay, something's wrong. There's no way that I'm getting that off the cigar. But yeah, true. It was not good. The flavors, what flavors were there, were harsh and unbalanced. They're all over the place. The middle third, interestingly, I rated as average because it wasn't terrible. Which is to say, like, it was kind of flat and mostly tasteless, but it wasn't offensive. And I don't mean to be too harsh on the cigar. It's just like you can't put stems in a cigar and make a palatable cigar as a premium cigar. And I think the goal of this project is obviously to make a cigar for $2.95. And with no disrespect, but the Bud Light drinking guy who's going to spend $2.95 will be perfectly happy with this cigar because he doesn't have a palate, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's a market segment, and it's a valid market segment. But if you gave this to a guy who smokes a premium cigar, he will not be happy with you. He would not be happy with you. And I don't think they're going to try. I think they're going to sell them to guys who are just in there looking for the cheapest budget cigar they can. And for the record, this thing burned really well. Like, it burned really well. I mean, I had to do a couple touch-ups, but it might have been the wind up here, and the draw was like pretty perfect. So go figure.
All right, hold my beer, John.
He's going in.
Pre-lat, I rated it good. I got the wintergreen pink Necco wafer aroma from the wrapper. The foot was the Valentine's Day heart candies. All right. Both had kind of like that underlying like chalky candy note to them, which is perfect for those two candies. That's what they got. So it was a nice thing there. Pre-light was really floral and kind of reminded me of rose petals. So it was pretty decent there. Getting into it though, I mean, like those pre-light aromas, very unique, and that kind of continued on in getting into the smoking experience. They got kind of like a floral rose note with that little chalkiness combination. Not really something I've experienced before. I thought the first sort was good. Had some mustiness and some cinnamon mixed in there, but once that cinnamon dropped out, then that profile kind of took a step down to become average. I think the concept of this is pretty interesting. Kind of taking the stems and doing that. I mean, construction was absolutely perfect. Perfect draw, perfect burn line. Everything was perfect about that aspect of it. It's a different cigar, man. It's weird. It's got different things going on. It's not something I would want to smoke regularly at all. But if somebody handed this to me, I'd smoke it again. Price point's awesome. Based on the scores, man, I'd smoke this over 45% of the cigars we review.
God, that's crazy.
Who are you, and what have you done with Aaron?
You make us bullshit remarks the last few
dude. Somebody, we need a wellness check on Aaron Loomis, please. Good God Almighty!
Hey, I'm being positive going into Vegas because God knows somebody needs to go into Vegas being positive. But I think that people should try this cigar, and I'm being serious. It's only gonna set you back $3. It's not.
Yeah,
gonna hurt,
it's $3. You might as well try it for $3.
Try it. If you can be honest with yourself, you smoke cigars that are 4 times as much that you smoke this over that. So, in my opinion, but that's that. So, into the points, we'll start with me again. 6.10. Jiunn was next at 5.40. John at 4.58, and Seth with a whopping 3.15. So my score matches my experience. It was a slightly above average flavor profile, perfect construction. So that gets it up into the 6s. All right, Jiunn, 5.40.
Average to subpar tasting experience, perfection and burn and draw, which is how you get to the mid 5s for me.
All right, 4.58, John.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason it wasn't in the 3s with Seth is because it had impeccable construction and draw. Otherwise, this was the absolute textbook subpar experience.
3.15, Seth.
You know how like everyone always makes a case the importance of stems in a cigar. This is a cigar that just feeds that base of no, there shouldn't be stems in a cigar.
Who should have came out with the cigar first? Tell me, Seth. Now.
Who should have come out with a cigar first? No
Yep.
one should have come out with a cigar
Who?
first.
No, the people who preach the importance of stems. Who should have come out with the cigar
Pete.
first?
Pete
There you go.
Johnson.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And why didn't he do it?
I don't know.
You don't do
Heard
it.
of them.
Because it doesn't taste good.
You
That's why.
don't do it because it's. I mean,
I think it was a sourcing issue.
it's exactly. It's
So
It's
interestingly
exactly
enough, once Esteban and Skip saw that this was coming out, Esteban put some of these together, and Skip said it fucking put him on his ass. 'Cause that was wrong.
Well, yeah, because you take all the tobacco
probably
he
taking,
uses and
like-
all the nicotine's in the bloody stem. This would friggin' be like up in the 20 percentile for nicotine. It'd friggin' murder
oh
you.
yeah. I mean,
Be on a
yeah,
peyote trip for like 3 weeks.
He took that Green River or Green Sucker tobacco. That's
Yeah.
probably what they were doing, man.
Skip would be talking to his ancestors, man. I tell you what.
Yeah.
He'd be
All
talking
right.
to somebody. Someone would be listening.
Any other
So-
final thoughts on the cigar?
You know,
guys done?
you guys ever watch Cigar Authority and Mr. Jonathan? He always comes up with these like very extravagant tasting notes.
I love
Yep.
it. Absolutely.
Like I feel like we were kind of like him when we were talking about the pre-light.
Well, that's what I worry about, talking about pre-light stuff where I'm like, no, I'm definitely getting Hubba Bubba because some clown's going to come along and say, no, you didn't. But to them, I would say, if you can't afford the $2.95 to buy one of these, just pick it up and smell it yourself because it's some funkalicious funkinetish going on here.
How inconsistent do you think these are from 5-pack to 5-pack?
Tons of inconsistency. Yeah, I bet.
Well, clearly,
gotta be.
we got 4 guys with 4 completely different aromas and smoking experiences.
No,
Tons.
I mean it says various stems from various countries or whatever.
Well, actually, you know
dude,
what,
they're just throwing stems in there, man.
On
you know
Half
they're
Wheel-
throwing stems in there.
On Half Wheel, they had an exact percentage breakdown of where the stems were coming from.
I
what?
could give you the exact percentage breakdown too, man. I mean, I'll give you some numbers. So
So you can check that out if you're interested in finding out the exact percentage of what's in the.
How
in
did
the
how
color.
did they rate it? Just out of curiosity.
I would think it was in the 70s.
It's pretty
there you
generous.
go.
So, all right. If you're just catching this view on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, follow us. Go to the website, check out the full written review on the website, developmentpaths.com. Follow us on all the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, so iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thanks for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.